E fala galera, beleza? Roxferyon jogando Vampyr. Vamos continuar daqui para os pontinhos, continuando ali a missão principal. Eita caralho, já começa com um bicho zoando no teu ouvido. Fucking...
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh, morreu. Deixa eu falar com a
I'm
senhora.
not sure the epidemic. So you have questions about the flu then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
Bom, nesse caso...
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
May I ask what you do for a living, Mrs. Fishburne?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory, but it closed before the war. I occasionally help at the night asylum, in exchange for food.
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by all right.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no, my Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour was just a lad. The poor boy saw his dad slip and fall from that scaffolding.
Será que foi isso mesmo, hein?
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End. But it's everywhere nowadays, isn't it?
Do you think the increase in violence has anything to do with the epidemic?
Don't know. But it's most likely linked to the gangs, if you ask me. Recently, it's like everyone has had to pick a side.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think? It's a cruel law of the human condition.
And selfishness is their rotten fruit. These days, you can just die in the gutter and no one will bat an eye.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for the poor boy. Most people are so selfish.
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
Mrs. Fishburne, are you in need of any medical assistance?
I am afraid I am, Doctor. I don't feel well at all.
Then let me give you a prescription.
I thank you for your generosity, sir. It's something this part of town truly needs.
Do you have any news about Sean Hampton's shelter?
I heard you can't go there anymore unless you share his faith. A bit queer, don't you think?
É. Realmente.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me? There's been a fight here.
Uma luta? Alguém disparou uma shotgun que tá espirrada ali na parede. Arrastou o corpo por aqui. Pintou ali o... Tá, olha já. Agora a gente olha pra cá.
This window was shattered with violent force. Someone's been pulled through it and dragged through the street. Who could have done that?
Quem é o que, né? Até sumiu o trequinho do símbolo lá em cima.
Speaking of we verify. Let's see how it likes a bit of fire.
So much blood. Whoever was killed got dried out.
Você não tá pensando que eu vou pra lá mesmo, não, né? É, vou ter que ir.
Oh my God! Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here.
This is the very flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family. Her shoes and clothes are quite worn out. The marks on this woman's neck were made by the fangs of a vampire. Only a golden watch in her pockets.
I see you.
Right then. It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Jonathan.
What was that?
Eu nem vi.
I won't let you escape.
Eu bem que queria não deixar, né?
Very fast, but I'll catch you.
É minha irmã. Tá me levando pro cemitério, é minha irmã.
They've all been butchered. I can still sense a presence.
Mano, ela fez um...
In the name of Christ! You! What have you done?
Vicar Larrabee, what happened?
Demon! Hell scourge! Son of perdition!
Vicar! Jonathan's no demon. He's just a soul. Returned from the dead. Like your Christ, Vicar.
Mary, is it really you?
Oh, it's me, all right. Precious brother.
What is Mother doing here?
I'm gathering the family. For a final reunion. All smiling, all dead. Thanks to the good Dr. Reed.
Mary.
Mother? Say hello to your son.
Hello, Jonathan.
Mother,
What do we have here, Mother? The prodigal son has lost his tongue. Our Jonathan always had the first and last word at dinner. The entertainer, the star of our show.
I'm sorry. Let me explain.
Shut up. It's my turn to do the talking. I have this nasty hole in my chest, Johnny. It needs to breathe.
Of course. You can speak.
My prayers went so long without an answer. My husband, killed in France. My child, carried away by the flu. My brother promising to return in his letters, then disappearing in thin air. I went from hospital to hospital. Cemetery to cemetery. Grave to grave. I've lifted every stone in London, searching for an end to the nightmare. And there you were. In front of me. On a dark pier.
The hunger had taken me.
The joy to have finally found you. I longed for your arms, a final happy ending to so much tragedy, to tell me all would be well again, as you did when we were children. It was this filthy dock where you greeted your sister. I dug a tunnel from my grave with my fingers and teeth.
Mary. I thought I had murdered you. I tried to end myself. We've been through the same horror.
We are a disease, Jonathan. A sickness that corrupts all it touches. All we kiss, and all we kill. Look at me. Admire your ilk.
I'm so sorry.
Apologies will not suffice. I demand reparation. I want a miracle. Are you a miracle worker, Dr. Reed? No? I'll show you mine then. The family Reed, reunited and complete, living forever in a red sea of eternal love. Time to go, Mother. Say hello to my son for
Mary,
me.
wait. I have made friends with vital knowledge. Vampires. We are not alone, Mary. With time, we can learn to live almost as we lived before.
How long?
What?
How long will this masquerade continue? I've been watching you. All these nights in Whitechapel, pretending you're still a doctor. You believe you're just fighting a disease. But it's you, the disease. Jonathan, you!
I'm a scientist. I'll find a solution. Let our mother go, please.
You're always the one to sway me to reason, Jonathan. But before, your motivations were always pure. Now you're tainted.
Let her go! She has no part to play in this.
Very well. Have you heard our good doctor? You can go home, Mother. Go home and rest in peace.
Yes, I'll go home and rest.
It's so easy to make them obey or forget. Puppets for our pleasure. I've seen you have your fun.
You are mad.
So that's what I am, Doctor. Mad. I was beginning to wonder. I've been hearing these voices in my head. One in particular. That of my dead brother. This is the reason I must kill you. Not for your betrayal. Not for our poisonous kiss. Not even for the lies you tell yourself. No. It's so that smooth and wicked voice will stop ringing in my ear.
Mary. No, don't!
Time to die, brother. And this time for good. Abomination!
Caralho.
Rest in peace, monster. Assassin! What have you done? You've killed me, brother! Come to me, Jonathan. Spared, Sean Hampton. Don't expect the same mercy from me! Rest in peace, monster. You left me to rot! Kiss me again, Well, brother, it's time to bring this conversation to an end. Forever.
You know I will not play this game.
Calm now, Doctor. Like a rabid dog. Or think you're performing an autopsy.
Don't be ridiculous.
I'll kill them all. The kind Dr. Swansea. The sweet little lass with hair of red. I am the Harbinger, bringing your punishment.
Mary.
Don't you see? This is not me. Flesh that never ages. All nightmare, no dream. Bring it to a close. Let me sleep.
I will find a cure, Mary. I swear it.
Then, at last, I can forgive you.
I shed one last red tear for my fallen sister. I realize the entire world now revolves around this singular word. The epidemic that has stricken London is not the Spanish flu. It is transmitted through the blood, via violent biting, turning survivors into frenzied immortals. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. I am a vampire, born anew into an age of death and pestilence. While plotting factions close in around me, I am sworn to find the source of this epidemic. I am convinced greater perils are still to come. I know the answers I seek are hiding in our blood.
Deu uma melhorada no laboratório, hein? A grande caçada. Convite de Lady Ashburn. Caro Dr. Reed, espero que esta carta chegue a você rapidamente, pois precisamos conversar o quanto antes. A situação está evoluindo muito rápido em Westruun. Estou convencido de que todos estamos em grande perigo. A Guarda de Priven lançou um grande caçado em Londres. Já faz algumas noites que estão vasculhando a área para eliminar qualquer Econ que encontrarem. Lord Edgrave, líder da casa de Ascalon, entrou em contato comigo recentemente e deseja vê-lo imediatamente. Venha até a minha mansão na noite que lhe convier. Precisamos discutir a questão. Com esta carta, você encontrará um passo oficial que lhe permitirá passar por alguns bloqueios ou pontos de verificação de quarentena pela cidade. Sua amiga Lady Ashburn. Louco. Tem gente com fadiga, cefaleia.
The flower's dying. It needs water.
Eu não faço ideia de como curar isso. Pô, eu só tô conseguindo produzir soro, velho. Como é que eu faço?
Good evening, Dr. Strickland. And good evening to you, Dr. Reed. Can I be of any help?
Do you need my medical attention, dear colleague?
I would have been confused if anyone other than you had asked that question, Dr. Reed. But your help is welcomed.
There is no shame in helping each other. We're colleagues, after all.
Many doctors I have known are too cynical to think that way.
Goodbye, Dr. Strickland.
A não ser que eu realmente não tenho condições de produzir esse remédio.
Good evening, Mr. Goswick. How are you?
I'm okay.
Do you need any help?
I'm afraid I may, sir. I don't mean to be a burden.
You are not a burden, sir. Healing you is my responsibility.
And you have my gratitude for that.
I have to go now, sir. But don't hesitate to contact me if you need any help.
But in the circumstances, I'm willing to give you the benefit of the doubt. Good evening, Doctor. How is my son doing?
Do you require medical attention as well, Mrs. Goswick?
I have other concerns right now, Doctor. But I'm fine, thank you.
I'm all right. Don't waste your time with me.
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Vacilei.
Good evening.
Do you require medical...
I have other...
Goodbye, Mrs. Goswick.
Good evening, sir. Doctor.
Tem um evento aqui fora.
Jonathan, old chap, how are you tonight? I've seen little of you of late.
I was conducting research in my room.
Away from the nightly routines.
Of course, of course. Worry not, I understand. The situation has been testy around here. I won't deny it, but we still stand.
What news do you bring?
The news is not good, my friend. We try to keep the epidemic at bay, but street violence is escalating quickly.
Tell me more about the violence.
Jeffrey McCallum seems to have sent his war dogs on a hunt. On a nightly basis, Prewen patrols exterminate every skull and vampire they find.
Have they come closer to the hospital?
No. They mainly focus on fallen districts or abandoned buildings. But they're growing in numbers. They must be recruiting heavily.
How bad is the epidemic?
It is killing the infected patients faster. In less than 2 days now. The only blessing is that they are contagious for a shorter period.
Have you any reliable friends in the West End who might assist me?
Unfortunately, you will be alone. Except for our ravishing red-headed acquaintance, of course.
What about the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole? Where are they?
There are only a few of us, and most others would not speak to you. I am the black sheep of our brotherly flock, you know.
What of my commission here at Pembroke Hospital?
Nothing to fear, Jonathan. Your position here is in no jeopardy. You remain one of us, and you are always most welcome.
I have received an alarming letter from Lady Ashbury. She wants me to meet her at her house. I have been granted safe passage.
Then you are twice fortunate. I have never been invited to the lady's mansion. And with the quarantine and controls, city access is nigh impossible.
Is the quarantine serving any purpose?
It is helping slow the propagation of the epidemic. But as long as we have no clue to its origin, its efficiency is limited.
Why have you never entered the lady's house? You are one of her good friends, are you not?
My dear Jonathan, you have no idea how reclusive the good lady normally is, nor in what great esteem she must hold you to let you into her domain.
Parece que alguém tomou a frente, doutor.
Thank you, Edgar. We shall speak again later.
Bom, eu vou lá dar uma upada nas skills e, claro, tentar fazer uns estudos aqui e ver se melhora alguma coisa, porque, sério, tá foda, velho. Porque isso aqui não dá pra construir, a fórmula é desconhecida, e os que eu posso fazer são poucos aqui. Bom, eu queria aumentar o nível desse aqui, não, mas eu preciso de componente para empunhadeira. Bom, é isso, galera. Eu vou deixando esse vídeo por aqui. Quem gostou, dá um like, favorita o vídeo, compartilha ele com os amigos. Se você não é inscrito no canal, por favor, faça as honras da casa e se inscreva. Beleza? Valeu e abraço para todos vocês. Tchau!